Basa to speak on one issue. There are various issues involved, but time is short, and Speaker will give me some additional time if I exceed. Because it involves our rights. The final question which I am asking myself and asking everybody is, why are we MLAs? Why are we elected? We are elected for doing good, for developing the state, not for developing ourselves. That's the first thing that we must do. When we make laws, we have to find out how does it benefit the Goan people. The laws must be to help and ensure that Goa's natural resources, Goa's environment, Goa's land is protected and is used for the Goan people. I am addressing us today on one issue which I have raised in my 10th charter, and that is hill cutting. Section 17A of the Town and Country Planning Act was introduced during the time of Mr. Pratap Singh Rani. The Objects and Reasons clause says that indiscriminate cutting of hills causing destruction of ecology, a very commendable step, and the Chief Town Planner would grant the permissions. Now, when such a provision is there, it does not mean that the Chief Town Planner can so much exercise jurisdiction. Act has a provision to make rules, and the Town and Country Planning Act has section 140. Now, if you want the town planner to exercise rules, you have to make rules under the section 140 of the Town and Country Planning Act. Without the rules, the Chief Town Planner cannot act. 2. There are cases if the rules are not made. The Supreme Court has said yes, the executive power of the state, which is written 154 and 166 of the Constitution of India, can be exercised in rare cases. But this has to be exercised in the name of the governor by notification. Now, going Kizala, when this act came into force, in the year 2000, somebody set out what are known as guidelines. Guidelines, and for the first time, it was said that hills up to 25% gradient and above cannot be cut. Now, this is not law. In 2010, there is what is known as explanatory statement issued, which clearly sets out that these contours, CONTOURs of the mountain, which are as you calculate the height of the mountain, will be based on the Survey General's topography maps, topo maps, in no uncertain terms. So therefore, the maps of the Surveyor General of India, which are the official maps of the Government of India, were being followed for the purpose of calculating if it was about 25%. This went on for a long time. Now, this is also not legal because there are no rules for bringing 25% or not. Then comes 2023. All of a sudden, something called an order of circular is issued, not known to the public, not notified. The Surveyor General's maps are given a go-by, and private architects are submitting their so-called counter plans. Now the Surveyor General's counter plans are being amended by private architects' reports. And there is a massive, and as one of the speakers that said, counters are being changed and somebody accepts them easily. And the result has been people of Sangkwan are fighting. Those counters, they have been changed because of private architect, not based upon the Surveyor General's counters, has submitted the plans. Now I am raising two issues over here. When you make rules, those rules have to be presented to the House. The House has not approved the rules, but the House can look into the rules and make amendments if necessary. Though you cannot have the committee or the board of town planning make any directions contrary to the main section. There are no rules. In law, we call it the doctrine of ultra vires. Ultra vires, this is contrary to the law and has to be set aside. Therefore, आज गोया की चल सकते हैं. What is happening today in Goa is totally illegal. And I met the Chief Minister and I Mukhyamantri विचारले ये डेव्हलपमेंट ये हिल कटिंग जे आसा न्ही पहिले हे जागे जे बांधता तुम्ही आर दे फॉर द गोवन पीपल हे गोंयकारांक जाय काय ना. If they are not required for the Goan people, why are our hills being cut? These hills are not the property, they may be the property of a person, but they are the natural resources belonging to the people. And these natural resources cannot be depleted, cannot be cut, because they are important in various contexts. They are important in the context of climatic change. They are important in the context of groundwater. Now these bungalows which are going to come up on the hills, which you have agreed to, one, what will you get from it? You may collect some money for development. Every year you may get a house tax. How does Goa benefit? On the contrary, तुम्ही घर बांधतात म्हणजे you have to provide electricity. आमच्या लोकांना electricity ना. हिंग घर बांधतात तुम्ही आणि swimming pool बांधतात. आमच्या लोकांना उदक ना. You are giving them water supply. सारखे रस्ते नात, infrastructure ना. The sewerage tanks will result in seepage of this into groundwater, and now circle gaon je asa, their wells are going to get spoiled. So for whom is this development? Kona? And why is it required? We are 15 lakhs of people or so. Gaon asa, there is still space for expansion. So why are we destroying the hills? And what, unfortunately, I don't know what happened. The 2011 memorandum clearly set out the slope analysis of a hill is based on the counter data, that is, which is obtained from the maps prepared by the Surveyor of India. So there is no doubt whatsoever. I'll wait for the. Mr. Chief Minister, welcome. I am only expanding on what I discussed with you yesterday. I have been telling the House and everybody over here that once an act is made, provisions of that act can only be given effect by making rules. The provisions of the act can't be given effect without making rules. In rare cases, the executive power of the state can be exercised, but that has to be in the name of the governor and not otherwise. Was of 2023 circular जो आसा, which allows rampant destructions of our hills, must go and cannot be allowed to stand for one more day, because it is causing rampant damage to our heritage, to our culture, to our environment. I mean, kitty so solid. How long are we going to tolerate the destruction of Goa at the hands of lawmakers? We were also elected. We were once upon a time. We all were elected. So some of us still are. We are here to protect the identity of the Goan people. Why did you fight for a state? Why did our freedom fighters fight for Goa to be a part of the Indian Union? They fought for it so that we become out of Portuguese colonialism and be a part of Mother India. Why did we fight for a Konkani state? We fought for a Konkani state because Konkani Loka ke Zagzai identified Goa as the land of the Konkani people. So what are we doing to this land of ours? Amch Gawan put me 150 Garasan. You are allowing 100 plots. You are changing the demography of the state. How can this go on? Somebody must answer. Who is responsible for this? Rampaging conversion of lands by changing the laws. I don't want to go on that issue today because I said I'm sticking myself to the issue of only cutting off hills. There must be, Chief Minister, as I said to you, this has to stop. First, that circular has to go. And second, why should we allow our hills to be populated? Don't we have sufficient land to have it for our people? We have. And what will we leave for our future generations? How will we answer them? The hills which in the summer, in the month of summer months, Kanda, Kazu, all of our children used to go down there, enjoyed it. It was intact, and suddenly everywhere around, some money bags come around, and things are changed. This can't go on. Goa must be redeemed. And as I said that day, this Goa is worth fighting for. And if we are together, we shall fight for it. And the Chief Minister must also be with us in this. Because we are not taking a cause which is partisan. We are not taking a cause which is politically controversial. What we are taking up causes are the causes of the Goan people. And the first and foremost cause which is there is, in the first instance, withdraw the circular, and thereafter that section 17(2), section 39A, no, section 17A has to be modified, preventing constructions on the hills. Now that section as it stands permits some construction by giving power to the town planner. So that amendment must take place. Please. Whatever it is. Secondly, and last, I'll give you one more minute, please, Speaker. In which state in this country are our agricultural lands being allowed to sold to outsiders? In every state, the land revenue codes are amended that agricultural lands will not be used for a non-agricultural purpose. And if they are going to be sold, they have to be sold to agriculturists who are resident in Goa. I will not use the word Goan. Who are resident in Goa, at least put a time frame. I say 30 years. Somebody may say, okay, not 30 years, put 15 years, 20 years. But no conversion of those agricultural lands into non-agricultural. There is a law passed in 2023 which says paddy fields cannot be converted. But त्याच्या मागे आणि टूसी अनेक असा but for. So to kaidela, but under that law you can go on changing. This can't go on. If you have to protect paddy fields, orchard lands, mango groves, these have to be protected. Let us leave something for the future generations. Let them know there's something called mango in Goa. Let them know there's something called cashew in Goa. Let us not destroy everything. And see, I am now 76. Okay, fine. As I said, the evening of my life was the time I came to Goa for to enjoy it and the beauty and I camera today. This time I brought my camera so I could go around filming the birds and the animals in a forest. So I have camera tigasa. But okay, fine. I said, let me, after seeing what is happening in Aramwal, because of Lokache Chavoli, that has been called back. So let us, my request to all of those who are here, my request to all those who are present over here, let us work together, let us seek to maintain our lands. Don't make bones outside of their own lands in their villages. We have to maintain this land, this Goa, as the land of the Konkani people. Thank you, Speaker, for that.
Thank you, Doctor. गोंयकारा खातीर जाय तुमगेले हेजो आमी सगळ्यांनीच विचार करपाक जाय. आमचे मानादीक मुख्यमंत्री आमच्या हितून भितर उपस्थित रावल्ले आसा. फुडलो स्पीकर येवचे पयलीं हांव निर्मला ताईक विनंती करता की तांणी सीएमाक बुके दिवचो आणि तांचें स्वागत करचें.
दिसाना
सामखार आशिल्ले माणूस. आज म्हादयच्या संबंधान हांव उलयतां. आज जें कितें चल्लां तें फाल्यां आमकां उदक आसतलें काय ना आसतलें असो प्रस्न पडटा. खूब कडेन खेड्यांनी वचत जाल्यार आमकां 2 वरां उदक येता म्हणटात, तर कोण सांगू लागलो की रातचें आमकां 3 वरांचेर येता आनी 4 वरांचेर येता. उदक हे गरजेची गजाल आनी ती आमी सांबाळपाक जाय. म्हणून ही म्हादय सांबाळपाची गरज आसा. पळोवपाक कशें आपलें काम करना. इट्स अ लॅकेडायसिकल एटिट्यूड. धरसोडपणां आसा. आमी मागिल्ली की तांणी एरियल सर्वे करची. आमी मागिल्लें आमकां पुलीस प्रोटेक्शन दिवचें. आमी जी सायट आसा कणकुंबीची थंय वता. आनी आतां तर अशें जालां तांणी लिफ्ट इरिगेशन केलां भांडुराक. आतां तांणी लिफ्ट इरिगेशन भांडुराक कित्याक केलां जाल्यार तांकां जमनीचेर तें करपाक परमिशन ना म्हणून. आमची केस कोर्टांत आसा, सुप्रीम कोर्टान. आज थंय वता, केस बोर्डार येतना सगळे जो लवाजमा आसता ते लवाजमाची भुरावळ आदवोगादाची गेल्ली आसता ती भुरावळ परती येता. कोट्यांनी रुपया खर्च जाता. म्हणटकच ही जी केस आसा शूड बी टेकन टू द लॉजिकल एंड. म्हणजे एक फिक्स टायम घेवप आनी कंटिन्युअसली तेची हियरिंग करप आनी ते कंटिन्युअसली हियरिंग करतकच कितें जाता तें जावं. पूण सुप्रीम कोर्टान ताजेर जजमेंट दिवं जाय. आनी आमचे कडेन जी कमिशन आसा अजून जितें तें कमिशन 14/8/18 तांणी अवॉर्ड दिल्लें. आतां आमकां कमिशनाची गरज ना. कमिशनान कितें जर बदल करपाचो आसा जाल्यार सुप्रीम कोर्ट करतलो. ह्या कमिशनाक इतको खर्च करचो पडटा. चेअरमॅनाक ताच्या बरोबरच्या दुसऱ्या 2 जजांक तांचे रेजिडन्स, तांचे स्टाफ, तांचे व्हेहिकल आनी कितकेशेच पर. त्याच प्रमाणे प्रवाह म्हणून ताचें ऑफिस हांगा करपाचें केलां. त्या प्रवाहाकय कितकोसोच खर्च. परत ताजो जो स्टाफ आसा त्या स्टाफाचो खर्च, रावपाचो खर्च, ऑफिसाचो खर्च, व्हेहिकलाचो खर्च, ड्रायव्हराचो खर्च आनी कितें कितें हे खर्च आमकां सगळे कित्याक जाय. आतां डीपीआर तांणी केला तो विड्रॉ करूं जाय अशें आमच्या ओपोजिशन लिडरांनी सांगिल्लें आसा. पूण आमचे कडेन 59 आयडेंटिफायड प्रोजेक्टाचो डीपीआर तयार करून दवरपाचो. म्हणजे आमचे कडेन हे प्रोजेक्ट आसा हे दाखोवपाक मेळटलें म्हणजे तुमी हें उदक व्हरूंक शकना. गाडगीळ आज आमचे मदीं ना. पूण गाडगिळान वेस्टर्न घाट पळय राखण करपाक जे कितें स्टेप्स घेतिल्ले ते स्टेप्स जर आमी मानून घेतले आसत म्हादय उरतली, टायगर रिझर्वूय जातलो आनी वेस्टर्न घाटूय आसा तसो उरतलो. आतां हो वेस्टर्न घाट आमकां कित्याक जाय. मदीं एक रिपोर्ट आयलो एनआयओचो की म्हणून ते उदक जर थंय सांबाळून दवरलें आसत जाल्यार आमच्यांनी वापरूं येता, तांच्यांनी वापरूं येता, तांच्यांनी प्रोजेक्ट करूं येता, आमकां उदक मेळटलें. पूण जर वेस्टर्न घाटाची झाडांच उरलीं ना जाल्यार साऊथ वेस्ट मनसून वारें अडायतालो कोण. अडायतले खंयची झाडां आनी पावस आमकां पडटलो खंयचो. म्हणजे हो विध्वंस जावपाचो आसा. सुषमा स्वराज्यान जेन्ना भागीरथी न्हंयचेर टेहरी डॅम जावपाचो आशिल्लो तेन्ना एक पार्लमेंटान एक श्लोक म्हणिल्लो. दोन वळी याद जाता ती सांगता. अप्रार्थयामी यत्र प्रार्थयेत प्रार्थयामी नाशवंती यत भवेत याद जायना विध्वंसम मरणम भयम. ह्या सगळ्याचो परिणाम कितें जातलो जाल्यार आमकां विध्वंस, भय आनी मरण स्विकारचें पडटलें. आतां हांव बेगीन कोर्टाची केस जावची कित्याक म्हणटा, बेगीन रिपोर्ट येवचो कित्याक म्हणटा तर म्हादय बचाव अभियानाक एक ऑर्डर मेळिल्ली आशिल्ली. Learned Council for the State of Karnataka says that no construction is going on. हे 2017 सांगता त्या in the area in question, that is Kalsa Bhandura project, and that no construction will be carried out. हे assurance दिल्लें आसा तांणी सुप्रीम कोर्टाक. In view of this, nothing further survives in this application which are disposed of accepting the statement of Learned Council for the State of Karnataka. म्हाका 19 वर्सां केन्ना राम नाम सत्य जायत सांगूं नजो. आनी जर अशें जालें आसत म्हजी केस इन्फ्रक्शियस जातली, म्हादयची केस भायर पडटली आनी म्हादयची केस भायर पडली जाल्यार ताका कंटेम्प्ट पिटिशन घालपाक मेळचें ना. आतां जर ताणें कितेंय केलें आसत, आमी जर लॉजिकल लँडाक आमची केस व्हेली आसत आनी ना म्हणून जालें आनी मागीर ते जर कितेंय करता आसत जाल्यार ह्या ऑर्डरीचेर आमी कंटेम्प्ट पिटिशन घालपाक सोदता. पूण हांवूच जर नासलें आसत जाल्यार कंटेम्प्ट पिटिशनूय घालपाक मेळचें ना. म्हणून म्हजो रिक्वेस्ट आसा चीफ मिनिस्टरा कडेन हें जाता तितक्या बेगीन करचें की जाणें करून आमकां तें कंटेम्प्ट पिटिशन घालूंक मेळचें. आता विषय आयलो कॅसिनोचो. 1997 एक 5 स्टार हॉटेलाचो मनीस आमच्या बोटीर आयलो आनी आमकां म्हणूं लागलो ही बोट दियात कॅसिनो घालपाक. हांवें सांगलें ह्या गोवाक नाका बाबा आमकां कॅसिनो. पयशे बरे इतके घरांत येतले पूण ते पापाचे पयशे ते आमकां नाका. जोडून या धन उत्तम वेव्हारे उदास विचारे वेचे करी फुडल्या वेळेस असं नसत सांगून जाताच उलयता. उत्तम व्यवहारे उदास विचारे वेचे करी असं तितके पयशे आमकां पुरो आनी आमकां हे कॅसिनो नाका म्हणटकच बाकीच्यांनी जर असो विचार केल्लो बाबा हे आमकां कॅसिनो नाका म्हणून हांगा कॅसिनो जावचो नाशिल्लो आणि कॅसिनो तेन्ना ऑफशोर आशिल्लो तो सांगतालो हाजेर आपूण तुमचे आसा त्या बोटीचे स्लॉट मशीन्स घालता आनी ते त्यामुळे तुमी बोट बांदात. आमी सांगलें आमकां नाका. द क्वेश्चन वॉज ओवर. आतां गाडगील रिपोर्ट हो मातसो इम्प्लिमेंट करपाचो आनी तो केलो जाल्यार आमचे सगळे प्रस्न सोडटले. मागीर म्हादय अभयारण्यातूय विचार जातलो आनी टायगर रिझर्व जातले. सगळे गोंयचे बरें जातलें. देव बरें.
Vishwa Gurus in the matter of national forensic science. Now, about this section, about the town planning. See, we all know that this section 17, section 39, they are just on paper. In reality, everybody knows, people may not accept it in private, in public, everybody knows that it's a very simple thing. The regional plan is changed to pay and paint. You pay, if you pay, what is green is painted saffron. This is the reality on the plan. Just check the plan, rates are fixed. So therefore, it is a matter of economics for those who are ministers. I would only suggest to the Honorable Chief Minister that as you have done with the PWD earlier, please split the town planning portfolio so that more ministers make more money. Now everybody, only one minister makes. I mean, that is unfair to the other ministers. Now, going into this aspect, you see, it is fashionable for the public to criticize the legislators and the executive. This way, gadi mata, amdaran and sarkarak. I've been an MLA also once. But there is a slightly different angle to this. You see, the legislator and executive are not the only authorities in charge in this country. We have a system where we have legislators. The legislators are elected by the people, and we know the process by which most of them are elected. We have MLAs for good, bad and ugly. And I also know that this is not a problem, planning is not a problem created by the BJP government. The foundations were laid by the previous BJP government and the Congress government, and the BJP is continuing with it. Now, I do not expect the legislature to do anything about it, nor the executive. Now, when in a situation like that, we do have a mechanism that is called the judiciary. You see, when the legislature brings bad legislation, when the government acts unfairly, the judiciary has to intervene. And in this, I will say, our judiciary has failed us. Totally failed us. Because you cannot sit on technicalities. When the judiciary knows things are going wrong, I will recall Justice Rebello. You see, there was no law in Goa regarding adoptions to Catholics. He passed a judgment, framed rules saying that Catholics can adopt. These are the guidelines until the government frames a law. Then on Land Use Act, there were a lot of problems. There is a judgment by Justice Rebello which has streamlined it. And I am pretty sure that unless the judiciary intervenes, nothing will happen. Because every minister, the town planning is the cow that gives the maximum milk. So therefore, it is important that the judiciary intervene. We have to highlight to the judiciary that Goa is being destroyed, and unless the judiciary intervenes, nothing much will happen. That is what That is what is my considered opinion. So blaming the legislators will take us nowhere. Whatever the issues raised by Justice Rebello, all of us know, and these have been continuously raised. Only Justice Rebello has now put it in proper framework and highlighted it, and because of his stature, people are talking about it. Otherwise, everybody knows about it. So no one is going to do anything. No elected government is going to change it. Only the judiciary can. And this continuous delay of whatever judicial process, there are sometimes judiciary acts also promptly, but you may have to engage Harish Salve. When Salman Khan was arrested, he was given bail at midnight. Harish Salve appeared, and Harish Salve's sister lives in my neighborhood in Betalbat. You could contact her, get her brother to represent in this Mahdi. You see, the fact is, no one takes anything seriously now. My request, therefore, to the citizen, please see that this matter could only have a judicial solution. If the court does intervene and says enough is enough, as it was said the other day, then only something good may come out of it. Thank you.
माननीय सभापती, माननीय मुख्यमंत्री आणि माझे सगळे फ्रेंड्स, एक अत्यंत महत्त्वाच्या विषयाचेर आत्ता तुम्ही भाऊ फेर्दिनोचे विचार ऐकले आणि बरोबर आसा. गोंय आमी राखपा जाय, गोंय फुडली जनरेशना खातीर दवरपा जाय. कसो दवरपा जाय हेजें बी तेणें उत्तर सांगलें आसा. आनी ह्या गोंयांत सगळ्यात पयलीं येवपी कोण असत जाल्यार ते आमचे एसटी भाव आसात. आज ट्रायबल लोकांचेर खूब अशे अन्याय जाता, खूब अशी चळवळी चलतात, आनी ह्यो जमनी राखपाचें पयलीं काम सुद्दां आमच्या ट्रायबल लोकांनी केलां. ताका इंडिजिनस पीपल म्हणटात. फर्स्ट सेटलर्स आज तेंचे कडेन जमीन आसात, म्हणून म्हाका दिसता गोंय थोडेशें ग्रीन दिसता. म्हादईचो इश्यू जालो हांगा, जे बरेचशे शेताचो विचार आयलो. बाबा म्हाका फेर्दून रेबेलोन तुम्हीच एक ऑर्डर पास केल्ली की अग्रिकल्चर लँड कॅनॉट बी यूज फॉर एनी अदर पर्पज, इट इज इन युअर टेन्युअर ओनली. पण ते आज तशें मेंटेन जायना. माननीय मुख्यमंत्र्या कडेन म्हाका याद करून दिसता, तुम्ही एक डेलिगेशन होम मिनिस्टर घेवन गेल्ले एसटीचे रिजर्वेशना सकल. आज आमचे सभापती आसात की तांकां बी याद करता की गोंयचे ट्रायबल लोकांक रिजर्वेशनां केन्ना मेळटले. 12% हे पॉप्युलेशन आसा. आमी सेंट्रल गव्हर्मेंटाचें अभिनंदन करतात. 13 ऑगस्टाक 2024 हो ॲक्ट जाल्लो आसा. व्हाय इट इज नॉट इम्प्लिमेंटेड? हू हॅज टू इम्प्लिमेंट? आनी ह्या लोकांक केन्ना न्याय मेळटलो? म्हाका दिसता म्हजें प्रपोजल आसा, बिकॉज आफ्टर लेजिस्लेटिव्ह दीस इज द हायेस्ट फोरम. हांगा आतांचे प्रेजेंट ऑल टायप ऑफ very VIP persons are here. This is the voice of the tribal people, of the 12% of the population. I hope 2027 हे आमचे election due आसा. Whether these people will get justice in 2027? These people already lost 4 elections. How many more you want? So हेजेर चीफ मिनिस्टरान विचार करचो आनी 2027 ह्या लोकांचो जो कॉन्स्टिट्युशनल रायट आसा तो मेळून दिवचो. आमी शेतकऱ्याच्या मुवमेंटांतल्यान आसात. आमी म्हणटात खूब पिकोवपा जाय, पण वेदर द फार्मर इज गेटिंग द एम्पल एज पर हीज रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ द इनकम, आय से नो. आयज तांकां रस्त्यार बसोवन आपल्या म्हाल विकचो पडटा. देर शूड बी पॉलिसी. आमची एग्रीकल्चर पॉलिसी केल्ली आसा, बट फार्मर्स आर नॉट getting that much importance. आणि म्हणून जे कॉपरेटिव्ह जे आसात, आज म्हाका दिसता इन अदर स्टेट्स जे कितें प्रोड्यूस आसा ते गव्हर्मेंट म्हणजे सपोर्ट प्रायस दिवन घेता, पण गोंयांत आमची तशी पॉलिसी ना. ओन्ली हॉर्टिकल्चर जे आसा ते हॉर्टिकल्चर जे आमचे कॉर्पोरेशन आसा ते बाय करता, बट अदर कॉमोडिटीज से कॅश्यू, कोकोनट, आर नॉट परचेस अँड देर इज नो मार्केट. सभापती तुम्ही ज्या भागातून येतात, माननीय मुख्यमंत्री त्या भागातले येतात, जो आमचो जो बेज आसा अग्रिकल्चर जो आसा, विलेज एरिया आसा, हेतून आनी दुसरे तांकां पर्याय ना. मायनींग असले ते स्टॉप जाल्ले आसा. सो ओन्ली आमचो विलेजर्साचो जो सर्वायवल जो आसा तो अग्रिकल्चर, इट हॅज टू बी प्रोटेक्टेड. आमी एक काजूच्या सोसायटींतल्यान कोऑपरेटिव्ह काम करतात. काजूक जसो रेट जाय तसो मेळना. कॅश काजू हे कमी जायत आसा. आमचे कडेन एक युनीक प्रोजेक्ट आसा आमच्या आदर्श सोसायटी, ऑर्गेनीक कॅशू. माननीय मुख्यमंत्र्याक मुद्दम सांगून दिसता, आपेडा जे तुमी गोंयांत हाडपाक सोदतात, दिस आपेडा इज पुटींग लॉट ऑफ रिस्ट्रिक्शन टू द ऑर्गेनीक. आनी ऑर्गेनीक कॅशू जर करपाक जाय जाल्यार जी रिस्ट्रिक्शन आसात, फॉर एग्जाम्पल नॉट मोर दॅन 500 मेंबर, मागीर पर्टिक्युलर इन्स्पेक्शन, कॉस्ट, हे सगळे फॅक्टर म्हाका दिसता आसपाक जायना. तुमी आमचे वेलकम करता. तुमी हांगा आपेड्याचें ऑफिस हाडपाक सोदता, ही कांय सजेशन आसात. आनी म्हाका दिसता हें जें हांगा राजारावान म्हणलें तशें की आमी हांगा उलयतात, ताजें इम्प्लिमेंटेशन जावपाक जाय, ताजें रिकॉर्डिंग जावपाक जाय, ताजी फॉलोअप जावपाक जाय. आनी नेक्स्ट टायम सुद्दां आमकां कळपाक जाय वॉट हॅज डिस्कस पास्ट, वेदर वॉट पर्सेंट इज इम्प्लिमेंटेड. थँक्यू व्हेरी मच.
थँक्यू प्रकाश बाब. खरें म्हणजे सगळे जाण जे वाट पळयतात की सेकंड विधानसभा ऑफ स्टेट त्यांचे फेलिसिटेशन जावपाचें आसा, जे मेंबर आशिल्ले ते. पूण तेजे पयलीं हांव माननीय मुख्यमंत्र्यांक विनंती करता की तांणी आपले मोलादीक मार्गदर्शन आमकां करचें आनी मागीर फेलिसिटेशन करया. एकदां फेलिसिटेशन जालें की डिस्टर्ब जातलें सगळें. या
गुड आफ्टरनून. आयच्या लेजिस्लेचर डेच्यो सगळ्यात पयलीं पुनोणीत परबी व्यासपीठाचेर आसात गोंय विधानसभेचे सभापती डॉक्टर गणेश गांवकर. खासा करून आमकां ह्या कार्यक्रमाक मार्गदर्शन करपाक आयिल्ले JM व्यास, द चान्सलर ऑफ द फॉरेन्सिक युनिव्हर्सिटी. व्यासपीठाचेर आसात अपोजिशन लिडर बाब युरी आल्लेमो, वायस प्रेसिडेंटाचे मिस्टर गोन्साल्वीस, ताच्या उपरांत आमचो सदानंद मळीक आनी बाब आमशेकर, दोनूय एक्स मिनिस्टर्स. समोर आशिल्ले मानादीक सगळे माजी आमदार, माजी मंत्री, आतांचे आमदार, म्हणजे मोगाळ भाव आनी भयणांनो. लेजिस्लेचर डे हो फोरम खूब कमी राज्यांनी आसा, पण आमकां गोंय राज्यान आमच्या लेजिस्लेचर डे हो फोरम आसल्या कारणान लेजिस्लेचरांच्यो, एक्स लेजिस्लेचरांच्यो सगळ्यो समस्या आमकां मांडपाक मेळटा आनी त्या निमित्तान आमचें मन उक्तें करपाची संद आमकां ह्या दिसाच्या निमित्तान मेळटा. आमी पळयता की वेरियस आमकां वेगवेगळे लेजिस्लेचर डेच्या निमित्तान हांगासर सगळे जाण जे एक्स MLAक परत एकदां विधानसभेत येवपाची आनी सगळ्या जाणांक मेळपाची एक व्हड संद हांगासर मेळटा. आमचे स्पीकर आनी आमची लेजिस्लेचर कमिटी ही इनिशिएटिव्स घेता आनी दर वर्सा हो कार्यक्रम खासा असो आयोजन करता. हांव लेजिस्लेचर कमिटीचेय बी खूब खूब अभिनंदन करता की त्या निमित्तान तुमी पुराय वर्सभर वेगवेगळ्यो तरी करस्पॉन्डन्स त्यांच्या कडेन करता आसतले. तुमी एक म्हणजे आमी म्हणटा की रिटायर्ड लेजिस्लेचरांक परत एकदा उलोवपाची संद दिता आनी नवीन